Gonna fiddle with this. Okay, there. How is everybody? Can't see the comments yet. Hopefully I'll be able to see them, unless they're going to fuck with me with the comments. All right, you guys, are you here? Is anybody here? Okay, what is this? Some messages, cancel, okay. Can you guys, I can't believe this, I can't see the comments. It is something technical every night, and it is bizarre. So I don't know why the comments aren't coming through. Can you guys see me? Can anybody see me? I don't know. I can't see the comments. This is ridiculous. Oh, there you are. Okay, I was about to click it off because I couldn't see the comments. Super annoying, y'all. Super annoying. I have to get my other microphone. And we're back. We're live. Don't fuck with me. Okay, YouTube has been, somebody's like, can't she get her channel right? No, because you're not paying me. I'm not professional. And I'm doing this on my free time. So that would be why. I don't have to get it right. I do what I can do in the last minutes when I have an hour of time. Right? Like, whose critique am I under? Like, this is a live stream. I don't have to do shit. Yeah. Anyway, that person did it, so I deleted them and blocked them. I blocked them. Block, bitch, bye. Yeah, that's right. I'll block you. I'll block you. I know, I love this microphone. It's like my ultimate favorite. Like, it's got, yeah, it's got like echo. It's got everything. You just have to charge it. And I haven't done that yet. I mean, because I don't need to. I'm here. Like, who am I charging it? Like, for the neighbor? Hey! It's garbage day. I should go out on the top of my car and just start being weird, right? Like, hi, how are you? Yeah. Okay, so yeah, these people in the comments the other day make me crazy. But yeah, no, right? I'm like, don't fuck with me. I don't owe you jack shit, motherfucker. Yeah, that's what I thought I'd say. It's garbage day. I get excited when it's garbage day because I can clean out my fridge. I have to hide the shit in the freezer because the ants come. So even if you like put a garbage bag in the hallway for 5 seconds, the ants come marching in. So I hide all the stuff in the freezer, freeze it, and then throw it out in the garbage so I don't get bugs. I don't want the bugs, but there's bugs, troll bugs. You know what I just learned? You guys, I'm putting this down. You know what I just saw? Do you know what I just saw? So I go on my stupid TikTok where every single person's like impersonating. First of all, get a life. Secondly, stop. And I'm trying to get a blue check, right? So I actually have a lawyer. You cannot reach TikTok. I have to pay a lawyer to stop people from copywriting me, using my picture, taking my videos. So we're talking, right? We're talking thousands of dollars to pay a lawyer. And I'm being serious when I say that. So I've been paying her off. And none of these people get copyright strikes. None of them. But they have my face and my video and my voice. Right? Right. So, like, what? Anyway, here's the thing. I go look at my TikTok page and I have copyright strikes. TikTok, you bunch of bitches. I am the copyright, as in it's coming out of my voice. Who are you copyright striking, you motherfuckers? It came out of my head. It comes out of my head. I own the rights to my conversation, my appearance, my name, and everything. So who is copyright striking against me for myself when I have nothing else on there? TikTok is vile, and you can't reach them. I have had to pay a lawyer. My cat is doing fine. She's looking for food, but I had to hide the food because the ants eat her food. Then she stares at me like, why'd you let these bitches in my food? So she's going out to catch a lizard. What the hell? Exactly. So there's that. Then I had to hire a lawyer to get that fucking asshole on YouTube to stop saying bullshit lies about me. But really the issue is money. If they think that you're going to make money off of, and because she's black, she thought I'm talking about a black person. So, and I'm coming back strong today. To the person who went on my YouTube and left the comment. This was a black gentleman. And he said, you shouldn't be doing videos on the Kendrick Johnson video. He's like, you shouldn't be doing videos on black people. I had to ask. I'm like, dude, why? Why shouldn't I? Do you really care who brings attention to it? Like, what if I was Asian? What if I'm a cross between black, white, Asian, and insane? Like, what's the problem here? Anyway, he says something, goes, well, because you're white and you don't care. And I'm like, okay. And so I said, you are a reverse racist. This fucking idiot writes back, well, that just shows you that you don't know what racism is. Black people can't be racist. He literally wrote that on my YouTube. Block, delete, motherfucker. No, not accepting that. You can talk about any colored person that you want to talk about. You can also fuck any person you want to fuck, whatever color they are. I know, he probably was involved. You're probably right. That's a good one. I was like, what do you mean? Anybody can be racist. In Los Angeles, it's Armenians against blacks, okay? So they're racist against each other. In some places, it's Asian against Hispanic. They're racist against each other. It's not just black people. There's racism against every group of people. It's just you hear about certain groups or ethnicities or religions or genders or fucking if you have kids or don't have kids. If you're old, what about that? Ageism, age, that. And that covers all colors, by the way. Like age is a thing. Anyway, so I said, fuck you. How about that, buddy boy? Fuck you. Fuck you. I laugh because our family is so mixed. It's funny. Or if you're pansexual, you can be anything you want. And it can be any color you want. Or, okay. Honest to God. That's someone I know calling. I'm not picking up. Anyway, I know, so ignorant. You can't be, what? Yes, you can. And the definition of racism is not hating another color, or another religion or whatever. It is blocking them from living their life. So like you are allowed to have a preference. I date old white guys. We know this. Okay. I don't know if that's my preference. That's just what I seem to have done my whole life. Like if you're an old white guy, hey, if you're 80, here I am. No, that's who I am. But I have friends. I have white friends that date only Hispanics. I have Hispanic friends that only date white. I have white friends that only date Asian. I have black friends that only date Asian. I have Asian friends that only date black. And I have I know, right? Daddy issues, whatever. You can say that, but my daddy was much older than my husband. Meaning I had a silent generation father. So my father was 54 when I was adopted. And technically the same age as my husband's father. So I'm talking like this. I don't need this anymore. Anyway, yeah. So you can have your predilection. You don't have to date another fucking whatever just because you're it. My little cousin that we went to the wedding, I'm taking this off. We went to a wedding. I think she got married. Oh God, I want to say the end of June. Anyway, little Summer, she married a man from Tonga. Okay. So that baby is a mix of white and Tongan. That's in our family. Then we have two cousins of my kids that are Filipino. And then we have the four black cousins. Okay. So we've got Pacific Islander, Filipino, black cousins. And John's oldest cousin was white and married a 20-year older black guy. So she crossed two boundaries. See what I'm saying? So when you say that shit to me, I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I know they're so cute. All the kids are cute. They all look like the family, but just like a little bit different, if you know what I mean. Some are taller, some are chunkier, some are skinnier, some have blue eyes, some have dark eyes. But I'm just saying, when you say that to a white woman or a white man or a white person, you don't know what's in my family. You do not know what's in my family. You do not know. And we also have Hispanic mixed with white in the family. So we've covered 4 races there. We have 3 different religions. I mean, then there's me and my quote non-religion, but there, and then there's a couple of witches in the family, and there's astrologers in the family. There's psychics in the family. I mean, I know that, Daniela. I know. I get so sick of people. I don't turn anyone away, and my friends are everything. I know. See, Jessica? So when somebody says that to me, I'm like, What are you saying? Just because I bleach my hair white and I happen to be Norwegian, for all you people, I am Norwegian. I am something else. Oh, yeah, fucking British. And what am I? Irish. That's my temper. That's what I am. But I'm a Swede, a Norwegian, a white person. I can't help that either. So when you pick on, if you're of a group that's being maligned, why would you think it's okay to malign another group? You don't like being maligned. So that's like two wrongs don't make a right, right? Yes, warlocks and werewolves. Exactly. Well, warlocks in our family too. Yeah, you don't, I mean, you know, we have gangsters, we have businessmen, we have CEOs, we have hood rats, we have everything. I'm a hood rat. So yeah, see, I know, I don't get, it's just crazy. The government does it though. There's no way that people are, I love when you, me too. I know, it's like such a problem to me. But the guy actually said it when I did a video on Kendrick Johnson, the young man that passed away in Georgia that was murdered actually. So why would you care who talks about him if they're getting an eye on him for whatever? Like no one's saying anything derogatory. Why would anybody care? Like if you get the word out, why do we care who's talking about a missing child or a murdered person? I don't care. I don't care who talks about Keith. Talk about Keith, right? Talk about Keith when I was trying to get information. Orange Man bad. His tan is kind of wearing off. I'm like, what is that tanning thing? I know that poor kid. So I don't care. Like when Keith died, I'm like, whoever wants to talk to me, call me. I don't care what your color is. I don't care. I just want to know what happened to my son. I don't care. If you're helping me with something legally, what the fuck do I care what color you are, what you look like? I don't care. If you can do the job correctly or you can help me or I love you, why do I care? Why do I care? I don't care. Oh, probably spooked the guy. Yeah, maybe he was a Bible belter. And for those people, I'm going to say it again, because we're coming up on Christmas. Me, I got my Christmas wreath out today. Yeah, I did that before Halloween, before July 1st. I mean, September, Labor Day. I got out, let's see, the masses are so sensitive. Oh, yeah, clearly. I mean, I don't know what to say. I was like literally 14, 2 months after I turned 14 when I left home, and not one motherfucking adult helped me, okay? Not one. I called people and said, can you help me? I'm like homeless. No. So I had to learn how to do it at 14. Yeah. And even John says, well, you had it easier than I did. Really, did I? Because your mom sent you to the different country. I had to find my way here myself. Well, you were a stripper. At 14. That's not easy. That's not easy. Okay? Okay. Anyway, so people say that shit all the time, and I'm like, what the hell are you crying about? Oh, it was easy for you back then. I said, no, it wasn't. It was different. I don't know that we can do, like, it's neither here nor there. You just do what you have to do. I don't know what to say. Yeah, I turned 14 in August and ran away in October. I ran away Canadian Thanksgiving, which is the end of October, I believe. No, I didn't do George Carlin. Yeah, I did that. So why are you here? Why am I here? I don't know. I guess because I'm still alive, unfortunately. I know men. Yeah, I know men think, men think they have it easy. Men think women have it easy. Women are 70 times stronger than men simply because, and for no other reason than, when we give birth, so women have the ability too, but when we do it, there's not a man on earth that could stand that. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, I love my little white hair. It's not, well, it looks white. I just bleached it yesterday. I bleached the shit out of it. I ran 14 miles, so I got up at 3:30, put my makeup on, because I don't want to scare people on the trail, put my makeup on, drove 45 minutes. This is at 3:30 in the morning. Well, 4 o'clock. Made my coffee. Well, espresso. 4 shots. You heard that correctly. 4 fucking shots. And my water. Drank. Went to the mountain, Mount Baldy. Parked my car. Not answering you. Parked my car. Okay. Parked my car. And then put my hoodie on, and I'm like, oh, it's kind of cold, right? So I start up the hill, and all the, early morning hikers with their lights and everything are going up the hill, and I'm my flashlight. So I'm literally coming up the hill. I'm passing everybody because I do it like that. I mean, there's a couple of runners I can't pass, but for the most part, I will bounce up and bounce back. So I'm getting up there and I'm like super, hi, Anthony, how are you? I'm super excited. Yeah, they only call when I'm live because I tell everybody and their cousin I'm going to be fucking live, and they think they're going to call me and I'm going to answer them. I'm not going to answer you. That's that. So anyway, yeah, no, I love to hike in the dark. So I'm climbing up Mount Baldy, and then I can see a little bit of the light, like it hits 5:30, and I'm like, okay. I hide my flashlight. Someone stole it. To the hiker that stole my flashlight, give it back. I hid it under a rock. I come down to get it, and it's gone. I'm like, that has never happened to me before. But I didn't bring the good one. I bought the one that is like, I bought a pack at Costco, little flashlights. Anyway, so I'm climbing up that hill, and I didn't bring my mittens. I have a whole bag in the trunk of my car, like hoodie, rain jackets, other shoes, mittens, la la. I am doing the last 2 miles, and the winds are so yeah, tweaker shit, right? No, it wasn't John. And I'm doing all this shit, and I'm like, I get to the top. It is 35-mile-an-hour winds. It is so windy. My hands were like, I go, oh my God, now I have arthritis in my hands. I felt like I was gonna like break my fingers. They were so cold. So I was like sticking them, because I wear this. This is why I always have these on, because I just change pants and shoes. But if I have classes to take or go running, I can. So I was like this running down. I was like, I'm so cold. I only had like my sun hoodie. Anyway, so I ran 14 miles. Well, ran, hike, walked, stopped to pee, chatted with this guy who has, it was his 807th summit up Baldy. Then I saw Brent, and this is how cool he is. He's at mile 6.5, and he's coming up, and it is like Toronto, Anthony. It's exactly, that's why I'm like, oh shit, that's why I left. So Brent's coming up the trail, and he's like, hey, Sloan. I'm like, hey. And because he's an early bird and a fast one and a crazy one, smoking the cigarette, running up the trail. I'm like, dude, how do you do that? I was like, doing that. How do you do that? How do you do that? Listen, you're gone. Goodbye. Don't say that shit to me. Anyway, so I'm like, how do you do that? Literally, how do you hike and smoke up the trail? How do you do that? And he does. And I was like, shit. So anyway, I said, what's the weather like for the race? And he's like, it's supposed to be hotter. He's going to help out with the race. I said, good, have potato chips at this time. They have potato chips. I said, please get the good potato chips at the top. I don't eat when I'm right. Well, he smokes weed and cigarettes. That's what's so fucking, no, and he's fast, like, and he's older. He's over 40. I mean, no, it's amazing to me. I'm like, I have no idea how he does it. Like, no, he's totally badass. He hikes every single day. He hikes through avalanches. He hikes through rainfall. He hikes like everybody else. That Julian Sands died on that mountain last year or 2 years ago. You remember Julian Sands, the actor from Ocean? I only know him from Ocean's 11 or whatever. When I got my last tattoo of Jason, that movie was on. I'm like, that's the guy that died on Mount Baldy. So they all fucking die on this mountain. There was a girl last year that died on there because the rock hit her during the avalanche. She was like 23. Like, it happens on that mountain. Like, it's very unpredictable. So I was like, yeah, I don't smoke. I did when I was 20. I smoked and ran up mountains. So I did it, but I couldn't do it now. Come on. Anyway, so he was doing, someone always dies on that mountain. Like, it gets 10 feet of snow. The icicles are so like large that you're not supposed to hike under the trees because, yeah, Warlock too. Yeah, but he died on that mountain. I think he fell through a crevasse and then went down. Because sometimes I climb in the winter, not in storms, and really when it's starting to melt, and it's still 6 feet high. You know what I mean? And I was like, whoa. Anyway, the icicles, was it a heart? No, it wasn't a heart attack. He got lost on the mountain and died. Somebody dies every year on that mountain, if not 2 or 3 people. It's still my favorite trail, and I will still run it. So anyway, it does sound like Toronto in the winter. It's exactly that. Do you remember, Anthony, as a kid? Because I'm from Canada. I'm from Toronto. Do you remember, and I'm older than you, but going in, so we didn't have a garage. I lived in Lawrence Park, and we had a really nice house, and it was down by, do you know Sunnybrook Stables? So it was up the street from that. So that was on a main street. I can't remember the name. Maybe Bathurst? I don't know. I can't remember. Anyway, we lived up the hill towards this little school. But we didn't have a garage. So what happened, you ask? We had to go plug our car in to heat it up 20 minutes before we left because it's that cold in Toronto. I love coffee. I'm never quit. Yes, Lawrence Park. Yeah, that's where I grew up. I grew up in Lawrence Park. Well, you're from Buffalo, you know. Yeah, I grew up in Lawrence Park. So, Young Street, what was our stop? Oh my God. I used to go down, I used to run all over there. Yeah. Oh, there you go. You live in Lawrence Park. So it's Sunnybrook Hospital, Sunnybrook Stables. Do you know where that is? I lived on Dawlish Avenue. Dawlish. I grew up on Dawlish Avenue. Does anybody know that street? Anyway, that's where I grew up. I went to Blythewood Public School. Yeah, the Bridle Path. Yeah. Yeah, it is. It is close to the Bridle Path, but I went to, what school? Blythewood Public School as a little kid. That's where I went to school, and wherever I went to daycare, I don't know. There, see? That's where I grew up. I fucking grew up, ran those streets. Ran around there. And then there was Sherwood Forest, or the little park, right? Yeah, my parents had money. But I was adopted, so it's not my money, and they didn't leave me any money because I ran away at 14. So they punished me with the money. But guess what? I never had a problem earning a living, so I'm good. Thank you. Anyway, yeah. So that, let's see, 61 lost 4. Good for you. That's freaking great. Yeah, Stouffville, I know it. I remember it. Yorkdale, remember it. I remember it. Absolutely remember it. Sherwood Forest, you remember that? Yeah, I saw some rituals go on there, but on the other side, what was the name of that bridge? Shit, I saw a kid thrown off a bridge down there and a bunch of hooded, caped people dancing around like a 4-year-old kid. Anyway, my parents had to call the cops. And so when I was young, I got in a lot of trouble. It's a very satanic city, by the way. Very satanic. I would run through, there was a graveyard there too. I used to run through that. In the park, I went to summer camp in that park. I don't know why I'm going on about this, but anyway, that's what I did. Yeah, I don't know that I was scared. I just always knew there were Satanists in Toronto. It's really satanic, and it's really like, what's the word? New Englandy, British, like ritualistic kind of a thing, right? So anyway, I grew up there, and we had Masonic. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. And we had a summer house. Y'all know this, in Honeywood, Ontario. So my parents bought a bunch of acreage and built a house from the ground up. And I quote, I spent 2 years in a trailer while they were building that house on the weekends in the snow, while they dug the ground, poured the cement, dug the well. We went up every weekend. That's what we did. That's my love of nature. And it was right on the prohibition line. In that particular, and it was near an army base too. So anyway, we did that. And then in the summer, we went to Cape Cod. And in the winter, we went to Sarasota, Sanibel, all of that. So we were here, there, and everywhere. And then my parents had places in Europe too. Adopted. So I was disinherited. Bummer. Yeah. Okay, so there you go. Yeah, no, Toronto was always very satanic, and people thought I was, or Masonic, or ritualistic, and they thought I was crazy, but I saw it growing up. And in fact, you know what freaked me out? I did this, my brother inherited everything and didn't call me when Keith died. Notice to my brother, you bitch-ass Scorpio, you could at least call and say, I'm sorry that your son died. Because my mom died right before Keith. So my aunt, my cousin, it's actually my cousin, she goes, we didn't know how to reach you. And I said, wow, yet here you are on the phone with me and you're on my Facebook. Wow. And my own brother didn't know how to reach me. Wow. And tell me that my son died and tell me he was sorry. Wow. That's about money hiding. I don't care. I could sue you if I want to. I cannot be bothered. I cannot be bothered. Like, I don't care. You're gonna have to fucking eat shit for that, you greedy ass Scorpio. Yeah, it's not sad. It's not my money. My mom can leave it to who she wants. But like, she's still punishing me. But you know, she's a whatever. She's dead. Who cares? Yeah, no, I can make money on my own. I never needed anything from them. That's why I was able to survive drug free as a 14-year-old. I'm not saying I didn't do drugs, but I'm not an addict now because I was stronger than them. That's it. So yeah, and so anyway, that happened. Bless his heart. Money's always replaceable. Exactly. Uh, oh, the brother. Yeah, fuck him. Yeah, fuck that guy. Yeah, fractured. I know. I don't care. I mean, I never had a problem. People, what I've had a problem with is I get around people who think they have a lot of money, and it's like, that's what I told John when I met him. I'm like, you don't have the money I grew up with. Like, and you calling me, your family calls me a gold digger. I'm like, I already came from more than you. He came from pretty wealthy, but I mean, pretty well off or whatever. He didn't want for anything, but I literally had more growing up. So like when you tell me that you're rich and I'm looking at it, you're comfortable, you've done well for yourself, but I don't see it that way. I don't see that. So anyway, so when you call me a gold digger, I'm like, no, this is not like you're good, but I don't need what you have either. So East York, yes, East York, Toronto East York Hospital. I was born in. Yeah, I don't find it hurtful. Like, you know why? There's nothing you can do to control me with money. So I find that a blessing. Okay, money like a penis. Yeah. Well, he had a penis, but anyway, there are secret subway tunnels. But yeah, no, it's just bitchy of them, but who cares? Like, because all you do when you cut me off and you say things about me is make it so obvious. I inherited nothing. You gave me nothing. You didn't even raise me. And I still can make my own money sober and exercise and healthy. So fuck you. That's the best revenge. So there's that. No, we're still in Mercury retrograde. I think I've got to look it up. I just was about to look at it, but my ephemeris is under. I'm totally stronger. So it's actually a good thing because I remember my mom saying, I'm getting the lawyer in and I'm going to disinherit you. And I'm like, bye. She tried to control me with money. I'm 14. I don't even know what that means. I'm not listening to you. Your money means nothing to me. Means nothing to me. I can work and I can make it because I'm that fucking strong. So it's pretty funny. Do you remember the secret Bay Street subway? Yes, I do. All of Toronto's underground. Like it's definitely underground. What is satanic in Toronto? The whole fucking city is satanic. It's really satanic. Can't you feel the energy there? Yeah, I did. I ran away at 14. My parents already gave me back to the, gave me back. Oh my God. Like, you know, when people send a puppy back to the pound, that's more of a problem. I was already a ward of the court at 13. Like my parents took me back in after adopting me and gave me back. Like I became a ward of the court. And so I was still under their supervision or whatever. And then I ran away. I'm like, I can't do this anymore with you people. I'm sure they tried, but, you know, whatever. They tried. I keep banging this. But yeah, so I was a ward of the court. I was born as a ward of the court. So I spent just under the ley lines. Exactly. I was, born a ward of the court. And then by the time I was 13, a ward of the court again. And then, so it's fine. I'm on my own always. Like when people say, trust me, I'm like, no, no, I'm good. No. So yeah, I have trust issues, obviously. Huge trust issues. Totally a survivor. I can do anything. You can't stop me. And that's what I love about it. And that's what pisses people off. That's what pisses them off. Remember that. If you're weak, your fucking parents, your family, your friends love it because they're better than you. And they're like, look at our poor fucked up kid. They love that. They scapegoat you. But when you're strong and you're sober and you don't have an issue, what are they going to say? She's strong, sober, and doesn't have an issue, took care of herself, raised a family, and fucking supported people? What are they going to say? What are you going to say? What are you going to say? You ain't going to say shit. That's what you're not going to say. That's it. You're going to say shit. I'm looking to see when the retrograde over. I think it is the 29th. Mercury retrograde 2024. I'll tell you when it's over. I think it's the 25th or the 29th. Yeah, it's the 28th. But let me just see. What month is this? August 27th. Wait, that can't be right. We go into, hold on. We'll go into stationary direct, I think, today. Yeah, the 27th. So on the 27th, which is not now. So anyway, yeah. Okay. To all the stupid people out there, my apologies. My apologies to all the stupid people out there who think that Scott Peterson is innocent. You are stupid. Nobody wants to kill a pregnant woman but her fucking husband. It's not a stranger. It's 9 out of 10 times the husband, the boyfriend, the baby daddy, the affair partner, the whatever, the father, the grandparent, whoever knocked the person up. That is why Scott Peterson is guilty. Because no rapist, no burglar wants that charge on them for life. Like, that's 2 murders. Big fat 9-month pregnant woman, okay, and her baby are 2 separate murder charges. So they absolutely aren't going to rob her and risk her dying. Criminals know that. You know who kills pregnant people? Their husbands. And that goes for Sharon Tate as well. Her husband didn't happen to be home at the time, was he now? Exactly. Anyway, that's what happens in that sense. So, and I remember the whole thing. No, Manson didn't kill anybody. That's where you're wrong. Manson was used as a human weapon. Manson didn't kill anybody. Manson told people to do his dirty work. If you're dumb enough to listen to him, but Manson himself, and there's really no different from Manson than there would be from a general telling the army people to go kill the people in Indonesia, wherever the fuck they go. How do we know OJ didn't do it? I think because he did do it. MK Ultra, right. Well, Charles Manson's mother was a prostitute and he grew up in a brothel. She had a rich general boyfriend, sugar daddy, and he took charge of Charles Manson. So as usual, there's Army or Navy connection with the MK Ultra of the children, and the children grow up as experiments. Manson wasn't, the government was. He was raised by an army general who came in because his mother, he wasn't the kid of that, but the mother took a handout payoff in order to have Manson schooled by this fucking dude in the army. Yeah, I'm sure he did molest Charles Manson as well. But Manson was not really wrong in the shit that he said. Where he was crazy was in the fact that he went bonkers trying to be a celebrity. So his programming broke. She pimped her son out. But she pimped her son out for mind control. He's a humanized weapon, a human weapon. Think of the show The Bourne Identity. That guy's an assassin, and he starts to have his programming fractures, and he starts to remember his instruction. Otherwise, he can't even remember why he's killing people. Manson's the same way. Now, why his followers followed him, I don't know. I don't know if they did it to study him. Yeah, that's probably what they did do, is to study him and to study people's reactions. They were able to enact fear. Manson's not wrong about the government or wrong about the prosecutors or wrong about the police system. He said some very intelligent things in between crazy. It wasn't just he was on drugs. He literally was programmed like a Manchurian candidate to go out and do that. That's actually factual. Yeah, Clockwork Orange, any of those. I mean, and maybe Manson killed on his own, but he didn't kill Sharon Tate. What he did is send his people out. And by the way, there was one woman, and I can't think of her name, but she went in to kill the La Bianca, that household, and this one chick took off. So she took off. So you have a choice. You have a choice. The guy that killed Kennedy doesn't even think he killed Kennedy. He can't remember doing it. Do you know why he can't remember doing it? Because he didn't do it. They put him out there to do it. So all us numbskulls go, oh, look at who killed him. It's a crazy person. That's the mistake you make in this world. Acid helps. I did a lot of LSD. A lot. And when I say a lot, I mean, I lived on it from age 12 to 20. I moved to California at 20 while I was high on LSD on an airplane with a layover in Chicago. Yeah, Sirhan. And I'm fine. And I used to roller skate on LSD up and down the street in Aurora, Ontario. That was super fun. I got arrested a lot because I was telepathically talking to the police, and telepathically, they were not hearing me. No, I had psychic abilities before that. Yeah, Manson died, exactly. Manson absolutely died. So yeah, let's see. So at the time, you just like, I just like the LSD. I bought it on the street from my drug dealer friends. Yeah, who doesn't like LSD? I didn't like weed. But I liked LSD because I live more in the LSD world, if you want to put it that way. So seeing things in dimension and seeing people as they, oh my God, one time, scary story. One time. What does it matter how Scott killed them? He took them out on a boat. Who the hell goes sailing in the San Francisco Bay boating during a storm with a a tin, and that's where they find the baby's body and her body. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Okay, Scott Peterson's innocent then. You go believe that. Jeez. Anyway, no, this was a scary thing. So I was in a flop house, okay, whatever you want to call it, a drug apartment, whatever. And I was laying down and somebody was sleeping next to me and I was awake and I was just thinking or whatever I was doing. And this person was asleep, right? So his spirit body got up out of his physical body and I saw that. And he sat right up and he said, oh my God, I'm dying like this. And I went, so I looked at Trap House. That's what they call him. Yeah. Anyway, I looked at him and he was still asleep and he was breathing. So I was looking at his chest. And again, his spirit body sat straight the fuck up and said, take me to the hospital. Okay, I didn't drive. So I got one of my friends to put him in the car with me. And we drove to the local hospital in Newmarket and did a drive-by. We pushed him out of the car in the emergency door and took off. That's what we did. And he was overdosing and they saved him. So I actually saw, though, the body trying to come out. So it was weird. LSD, pills, or smoke? No, pills. I think smoking is PCP. So that's what we did. That's what we did. But I could see it. I could see it anyway. Yeah, no, I did it. No, I literally heard that. I'm dying. And I went, oh shit. So I grabbed another guy friend across the room. I don't know what he was doing. He was babbling. I'm like, help me lift this fucker. Anyway, two guys lifted him in the car. We got in the car. I sat behind the steering wheel. Okay, I know how to drive, but I was like too little to be driving. Drove him. And right out of the door, we did that. I didn't know what else to do. Thinking about it now, I would stop and say, this is what he took. But I figured they'd help him. And they saw it happen. They saw it and came right out. And we just took off. So LSD is acid, yes. And it was purple microdot. And there was some on a paper. It's all kinds of LSD going around. When I went to private school, LSD. Yeah, so anyway, that's what happened. So LSD and acid are the same thing to my knowledge. Yeah. Well, I don't understand, like, if you're overdosing. I was born in the 60s. I don't understand if you're overdosing. Pablo's Coke was the best in the 80s. Blue microdot. I think ours was purple. And then there's the time I ended up in the emergency room. My friend, he was one of my best friends. Anyway, he died in a motorcycle accident when he was 18. And I think I was 16. And anyway, he died at 18. And he came to me after he died. I didn't even know he was dead. But he came to me and he came through the ceiling. But before that happened, when we were a bunch of dumbasses, you guys remember this? Those diet candies? I've told you this story. And they have like the the wrappers, not the wrappers, the bottom where the candies are in them or the chocolates or whatever the fuck they are, the diet things. Yeah, but you remember purple microdot. There you go, Mona Lisa. Somebody from my age range. Window pane. Now, people I know took window pane and it was supposed to be high quality. I never got my hands on that. I never got my hands on that. But so he did a bunch of mushrooms and mixed them in those molds and put them in the chocolate box so he could take them out of the house. Me always being on a diet and always eating, yes, AIDS candy, that's right. Me always being on a diet, like I was always dieting. Since I was a little kid, I was always dieting because people in my house were calling me chubby. So I was dieting. But anyway, he had mushrooms in those things and I thought they were chocolates. So I ate a bunch and then had a nervous breakdown and had to go to the hospital. That's what happened. Angel dust is different. No, angel dust is not. Angel dust is PCP, and that's a horse tranquilizer. I didn't mess with that. I didn't do ludes, didn't do that. Yeah, none of that. That's what happened. So I had to go to the hospital for that one. And I took, I want to say White Cross. Maybe I'm saying that. Angel dust is PCP. Yeah, it's not LSD. Chocolate mescaline. No, I can't go there. I'm having a nervous breakdown. Yeah, no, people drank the tequila with the worm, and I'm like, no, I'm good, thank you. I'm good. I'm good. That was my only experience, and I had a nervous, yeah, Benny's. I ended up in the hospital on Benny's, irregular heart beat. Pop Rocks, put them in with Coca-Cola in your mouth, right? So yeah, don't do LSD now. I can't imagine doing it now. Like I cannot imagine it. It's so funny. I do remember Pop Rocks because Keith would always tell me every time I yell at him, he goes, this is Keith. He's like, Mom, you're having an acid flashback. I'm like, listen, you little fucker. I am not. Yeah, I no, I didn't want to be high and sleepy. Yeah, no mescaline. I had a friend when I cracked my head open. This is a true story too. I had a friend in Newmarket. So we were going out. You guys remember in the outskirts of whatever city everybody lives in, you remember like forest parties, or you go by the lake or you go by the forest and you bring the milk cartons to sit on back in the day. So anyway, this kid was carrying a bunch of them on top of his head and one fell off and cracked my head open, right? Like suddenly I'm like, ooh, I remember the Eden Center. Yes, the Eden Center, Anthony, of course. So this kid cracked my head open by dropping the thing or tripping or whatever he did. Anyway, it cracked it right down the middle and I was like bleeding, right? So I had to go to the hospital. So one of the guys, Bonfire in the Woods, thank you. Corn roast, pig roast. I didn't do pig roast personally. But anyway, I went to the emergency room again in Newmarket and I'm sitting in there and the doctor's like, well, how did you do this? And I'm like, yeah, I don't know. and bush parties, thank you. That's it. Bush parties, thank you. And so the doctor's like looking, he's like, okay, blah, 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 whatever. If you feel bad, come back. So I'm looking for my friend. I can't find him. And back in the day, the hospitals were teeny tiny. Like they're not like now. And this is Newmarket, Ontario. So anyway, looking for my friend. And he comes out of another room and he's got this weird look in his eye. And I'm like, what did you do? He's like, I stole these. They were some kind of anesthetic liquid drug that you put a needle in, and then he pulls out the needles, right? And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing with that? And he's like, I'm gonna try it. And I'm like, how do you know what it is, right? So this fucker shoots this shit up in the middle of the park, and it's some kind of anesthetic because he drops to the ground. So I'm back in the hospital with this idiot. And then I have to explain to them. They're like, I don't know what he took, but I think it might have been something like Demerol or whatever. But he literally fell to the ground. And I was like, you are a fucking corn roast too. You are a fucking asshole. And so I had to go back to the emergency room with this freak, walk in and say he took something out of here when I was in here. That's what he's going to die on. And then I turn around and walk back out. I mean, oh, wild. Yeah, oh God. And when I know, I just don't even know what to say to that. Like, who does that? Who does that? Who does that? Like, what are you doing? Oh, yeah. I know. I am lucky. There was no cell phones, no phones. No one had. This fucker's shooting up. I don't know what. Like, he's like, ugh. And I'm like, dude. Anyway, he had, yeah, well, they didn't have Narcan back then. I have Narcan in my car. I left it at the other house. I made everybody watch videos on it. He's still alive. We're the exact, we're the exact payphones. We are the exact, he's my dear, no, my friend is alive. And we're the exact same age. And I think maybe he's been sober since he was maybe 43, something like that. But he was high as a motherfucker. I mean, from 14 to 43. High as a motherfucker, in and out of jail, and I don't know what else. I do remember Rush. Oh my God, right? So you guys remember that, right? No, I know. I was just like, who does this? Like, I can't. What is wrong? Like, I was like, he's a Gemini. Who else would that be? Who else would that be but a Gemini? He's like, oh, let me try this. Like that. I'm like, oh, no. No. N-O, no. No, I think he's like a Libra moon. Yeah, we're still friends. But I was like, what the actual fuck are you doing? I was just like, I can't with you. I cannot. I'm not. I will not. Yes, Rush is a headache from hell. Long Island, New York. Yes, I know. I've got more stories of people overdosing in front of me with me standing there going, what the actual fuck? No, he's still vertical. He exercises and does all that. Yeah, 12-step program. He does do that now and repeat, rinse and repeat. I was like, dude, you're risky shit. What? Don't touch anything. No, here's the no, I don't touch anything. It's funny with me knowing how I was, and I was not like that. That was some crazy. Many times we ended up in the middle of him and I in the middle of some strange street. We broke into somebody's back porch so we could sleep on their porch because we couldn't hitchhike out of there. I hitchhiked too. I hitchhiked all over Canada. I hitchhiked all over the US. I hitchhiked everywhere. Okay, well, New York. I hitchhiked. This was me. I only had one incident. I believe I'm a Scorpio. Yeah, no, that's fine. You're fine. It's the Geminis you got to watch. He was a scientific experiment. I think I need yeah, no, I can't imagine hitchhiking. I can't imagine it. I was in like group homes. I was in like wherever the hell I was at the time, and we hitchhiked everywhere. Him and I would hitchhike, but like no one would pick up a guy, right? Even back then. So I would go out and stand, and then I go, can you bring my friend? But it's like we're like serial killers, but we weren't so dangerous. Oh, that's too bad, Melissa. I bet you that, well, I bet you that could have happened. Yeah, no, we usually, we did all kinds of shit like that. I ended up in more drug houses, flop dens, and there I was, sober as shit. I mean, not all the time, but a lot of the time, sober as hell. And I would see people and I'd be like, that dude's wearing a hat. So when they were passed out, I'd go look under their hat to see if they had hair. I mean, I was that nutty person. That's what I was doing. Okay, so then I can't believe I'm still alive. I'm a Gemini. Well, you gotta Geminis are crazy, Elizabeth. You haven't heard that yet? Yeah, hitchhiking everywhere. It's too bad this world is like it is. I mean, I used to meet a lot of interesting people, and some of the men, they want to save you. They're like, you should go back home. I'm like, you should come with me and you should live with them. But okay, whatever. Oh my God. Yeah. This would be just fucking hilarious. I got 2 blotter acid and wait, and what? Oh God, I missed that. I'm a sane Gemini. Well, there's 2 of you in Gemini, so I'm assuming it was the good twin, the bad twin that he had living in his fucked up head. And then we'd go like to his family. They were really Catholic, and he went to private Catholic boarding school, and I was like, you're gonna burn in hell. You know that, right? Like, you're gonna fucking burn in hell. Um, oh my God, right? Hilarious, but it was super funny. Let's see, I'm super effed up. Do my birthday 7. I don't know what that means. Oh my God. Okay. Yeah, I went through hell with a Gemini. They're crazy. They're crazy. No offense. No offense. Um, yeah, no offense. Always. Yeah, Geminis are 2 people. We're all 2 people, but they're like 22 people. So, I mean, and I love Geminis too. What cat? Wait, why do cats see the dead? Because they're not blocked. Happy birthday to your mom. I'm a Taurus and have a concussion and fractured bones. Oh boy, I can believe that. Now it's Virgo season. I got to duck because all the critiquers are going to be out. All the critiquers. Okay, let's see. Skinwalkers, boarding school. Yeah, I went to boarding school too, but I got expelled, so I did my job. And I got expelled. So I did my job. My mom had to fly off a cruise ship from Europe, where she was with my dad, and fly back in to get me at boarding school. And they held me in a room for 3 days till she got her ass there to get me out. I was that kind of a problem. But I didn't really do what they said I did. However, I have a big mouth. Not the point. Uh, so there was that. There was that shit. Yeah. So anyway, you can't book a reading with me. Let's see. I got expelled. Good for you. I hated boarding school. I'm not saying Geminis aren't wonderful. I'm a fucking astrologer. I know what Geminis are. I mean, I'm sorry. It's not a judgment. It's just honestly, why do you think they say multiple personalities and they put it with Gemini, Mercurial, the lower vibration of the mind? Those are factual things. I'm not saying it personally. You don't need to defend your sign. People call Leos whores and fucking attention seekers and shit. I don't care. I'm a Leo. I can't change it. They're not lying about it. That's it. That's it. I'm telling you, like, stop making it about you. It's not. You don't have to defend your sign. People are always like, like, no one cares. I don't care if you say Leo is garbage. I don't care. Say it. Don't care. You're allowed to have your opinion. Don't care. It's no skin off my ass. Like, what is that with people? What is that? See, as an Aquarius, I love Leos. There you go. But some people hate us. They hate us. They fucking hate us. They hate us. So, yeah, Leos could be alcoholics. I could definitely see that. I just don't drink. But I'm not putting it past me. I could be a whore. I could be a attention seeker. I could be a loudmouth. I could be whatever. I could be problematic. And so what? I don't need to defend anything. Who cares? Whatever. Yeah, there you go. They hate that they can't. No, but I mean, my granddaughter is a Gemini and I love her to bits. There's no problem with her. But the sign itself is problematic. That's factual. Like, read about it. It rules Mercury. We're in Mercury retrograde. What more do you want to know? Them and Virgos. The lower and higher side of the mind, right? Exactly. Oh, there you go. Your birthday's the same day as mine. And you can love whatever sign you want. I'm not speaking personally to you. I'm not. So it's like when I'm doing a reading for someone and they're like, you need to be nicer. I'm like, I'm not being nice. I'm just answering a question or telling you what I see. There's no judgment. It's just information. So learn how to be stoic, step back, detach from it, hear it, don't hear it, do whatever the fuck you got to do. Yeah, no, people get really mad. They try to defend what I say, and I'm like, look, it's what I picked up. I'm not judging it. I don't care who you fuck. Don't care. Yeah, people don't like honesty. They want to twist it to work for them, the narrative to work for them. I'm like, I told you so. When they come back, I'm like, yeah, I think I told you that. Yeah, no, everybody's a fucking baby. I want to hear good things. Don't tell me bad things. Well, then get off planet Earth, because this planet is a shithole, a dumpster fire, a ghetto from hell. Right? Exactly. So I'm like, it's neither good nor bad. It's just information, period. And I'm not saying sweet little lies. I can't stand lies. I can't. I mean, you can lie a little bit, like, do you have homework? No. But like, if you come to me for a reading and you ask me a question, I'm going to tell you what you do with that is your responsibility. I am not responsible for the way you respond to what you asked me in a reading. That is your job. A lot of psychics have been manipulated into caretaking their clients' emotional reactions to things. I cannot do that. Number one, not my job. Okay. I'm trying to stick my hair back. Look, we have the cowlick is coming out tonight. I can't do that. It's not my job. So you can take what I'm saying. You don't even have to like me. You can take it or not take it, but I'm just saying it. I mean, I'm not going to say it like, you know, this man is a fucking cocksucker. I'm not going to say it like that. I'm going to explain, you know, this is the energy I pick up. So please be careful around this, and this. But I love him. He's my soulmate. Okay, that's cool. You do what you got to do. You do what you got to do. Don't say I didn't tell you though. That's what I say. That's what I say. You know why Geminis are problematic. Go justify your own Gemini self. They're problematic. Read in every single book, research. How about this? Instead of asking me the question, you research, educate yourself first with knowledge about the genetic history of people who are Gemini, sun, moon, and rising, and how they come about to be born in those months. And it comes about from having immature parents, and I don't care what their age is, that are neither pushing a female narrative or a masculine narrative. They're pushing immaturity. So the Gemini sun, moon, or rising is raised in that environment. Two immature people. Doesn't matter who they are, okay, what age they are. So please educate yourself on the signs, but that's part of it. So just, you can read about it and really read. Don't read the garbage online. Go to a real astrologer and find out what the third house is about in the astrology chart. Okay, what the third house is about. Your birth date is not a death sentence. I didn't say it was a death sentence. Do you see how people twist words? Your birthday is not a death sentence. Listen, you fucking cracker. I didn't say it was. Okay, your birthday is your birthday. But the fact is, if you're 4'10" and you want to play basketball, you're probably not going to do it. So there's certain signs that experience things differently. There is a lineage and history to the energy. So educate your fucking self on astrology before you say stupid shit to me, please. I can't. My knowledge is too much in my head. I cannot. Okay, so educate yourself on it. But there's a lineage to the birth order of your sign, your sun, your moon, and your rising. There is both negative and positive polarities, obviously. But the history of Gemini is exactly what I fucking said. It's not a judgment. I don't give a shit. I have a ton of Gemini friends. My granddaughter is a Gemini. I have dated Geminis. I know people with Gemini, sun, moon, and rising. I am friends with them. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the way the energy is. Obviously, other parts of your components in your chart, components, are going to dictate how you respond to that lineage. Got it? Like, we're all women, but we all look different. And some of us are tall, some of us are short, some of us are thin, some of us are fat, some of us are smart, some of us are stupid, some of us are in between, some of us don't give a shit. We're all different, but we're all technically women. So when I use the term Gemini, understand that's a broad term. And don't come at me. Don't come at me with fucking questions. No, educate yourself. It's not about being sensitive. It's about being on this platform and people continually doing it. I'm doing this out of my time. So some people commented, what are you even doing the live stream for? Well, I know you're not paying my ass. No one's paying me. And I'm not benefiting from this in any way, shape, or form. So I'm doing it. It started out as fun. But if you're going to continually ask me questions that are annoying to defend your own position with your agenda, because I can feel it, don't do it. Just go about your business. Say she's a bitch and click off the channel. Just click off the channel. Can't you click? Like, while you're watching? Click off. Just say no to me. Go away. Click away. But I mean, can you explain why? You're just trying to justify and use my words to attack me later on. Don't think I don't know this. I do know it because I hear it in these comments, not from you guys, but from some who I will block and delete. block, delete. Just say no to me. I mean, if you don't like me and think I'm rude and think, oh my God, I'm supposed to cater to everybody, hello from London, then just click off. Just say no. Just go, no, 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 no. Don't do it. No, no. Sign off. Step off. Oh my God. Step off, George. Step off. See, I'm Generation X, so I don't have a modicum of patience for any of this. but, can you talk about JB? Who's that? I don't know who that is. Cybertrucks, I can't handle them. Rising, and both my parents are immature. Yeah, that's the lineage of Gemini. Like there's a lineage to each astrology sign. It's not just like I'm the best sign. None of the signs are good. The fact that we incarnated to Earth is bad. 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 You a very bad planet. To quote Seinfeld again, you a very bad man. You're a very bad planet. So Aries, sun, moon, or rising. Aries, I know all the other generations are fucking babies. I don't get it. I mean, no offense. I don't want to offend anybody. I might offend. I don't care. You don't pay me. I don't care. And even if you do pay me, I'll quit and go somewhere else. So no. But anyway, Aries, sun, moon, or rising, very briefly comes onto this planet to start a whole ancestral cycle in a different direction. So the soul has incarnated repeatedly doing the same type of life over and over again. So the Gemini sun, moon, or rising is coming in to change the pattern. So they will often move away from family, friends, lovers, all of it in order to change the direction of their soul path for the first time in many incarnations. That's Aries, okay? My Jason's in Aries rising. So they will do, don't ask about Pisces right now. I'm fucking at Aries, house 1. Learn the order of the houses and understand I'm going to speak in that order, not just because you demand information out of my brain because I'm a puppet for you. Tell me about Pisces. I'll tell you about Pisces, but you ain't gonna like it. All right, anyway. I'm sorry, I'm just being sarcastic over here. In my little house, Taurus, sun, moon, or rising. Okay, Taurus, sun, moon, or rising. Now, they say Taurus rules Venus, or Venus is Taurus and Libra is ruled by Venus. Those are the two. Aries is ruled by Mars. So they say, and Scorpio used to be ruled by Mars till they found the non-existent planet Pluto, which they demoted to a dwarf planet, but it's really a chaos causer. Anyway, having said that, Taurus, I believe, rules the earth energy. So Taurus's energy, sun, moon, or rising, is about the acquisition of experiences, behaviors, and monetary goals that are sought after on earth. That's why Tauruses come here, because it is a building of earthbound belief. So Taurus is learning, and they usually come from somewhere that makes them feel poor. Sun, moon, or rising. Doesn't matter. I mean, there's different, it affects differently in the sun, moon, or rising, but they come from somewhere where somewhere in their history, lineage of their childhood. Okay, so the person with this comes from a place where it was embarrassing for them not to have what they felt was material wealth. Okay, that's what it feels like for them. So they will build a material portfolio of experiences, things they like and dislike, building on earth, property, money, whatever they collect, often they collect. So that is Taurus's position, okay? That's ancestrally. They're the ones in the family because they don't like the humiliation associated with being seen as not able to do so. That's what they feel like. So then I'm going to get to Gemini, you Gemini haters. Okay, so Gemini is mercurial, ruled by Mercury, as is Virgo. Gemini is the lower vibration of the mind. I know that offends you Geminis because you want to be the smarty pants, but you're not. Anyway, Gemini rules the lower vibration. Virgo rules the higher vibration, if you will, or the more focused vibration. Neither's really good or bad. They just approach life differently. Gemini comes into the third house. So Gemini sun, moon, or rising is learning the basics of communication in their immediate environment. Because why? Their early childhood, their parents, or whoever raised them. Don't get specific with me. It could be adopted parents. And the thing is, with adoption and birth parents, it's going to show the same energy in the chart. Okay. So the Gemini is coming into this world to learn how to communicate everything they see, feel, and hear in their environment because it wasn't communicated correctly to them while they were growing up because of the immaturity of their parents or whomever raised them in the parental role. That's it. That's what it is. So they are the ones that they will tell what they see. They will educate themselves. It wasn't handed to them easily. So they are the first ones to do that. Those are your Geminis. So when I say something about Geminis, I don't want you people to get upset with it. It's just a fact of astrology. You don't have to believe in astrology, and that's your freaking choice. Okay, so Cancer. Okay, Cancer. They go, Cancer's the most family-oriented sign. Let me stop you right there. Stop. Stop. Cancer it rules the moon, which is, or it's ruled by the moon, which is your emotional nature. It sits on the parental axis in the natal chart. So it usually represents your mother, but it can also represent your father, depending on the roles, depending on the other stuff in your chart, etc. Cancer, sun, moon, or rising, comes into a life of, they're the most abandoned, orphaned, and adopted sign in the zodiac. So when you see somebody who was raised in a foster home, foster family, foster this, adopted home, adopted family, had to leave their home in an orphanage, born in the Ukraine, in a hospital, no one paid attention to them, whatever. You're looking at Cancer, sun, moon, and rising. And if it's not sun, moon, or rising, there's prominent Cancer placements in the chart. Look at the crab in the ocean, Cancer the crab. Look how it walks sideways. The reason it walks sideways is to avoid emotional connection because they can't trust it, because it's been taken away from them, okay? When they were babies, there was something nutty going on where they couldn't bond. And so they tried, but they feel abandoned. Doesn't necessarily mean you could have a dad that's a doctor and he can't come home and watch you. And so you might feel like you didn't get any attention from your dad, but he was working. So when you're looking at a Cancer, you're looking at somebody who is trying to find family. So they are trying to connect with a family, not necessarily biologically. And that is what they are doing. So Cancer the crab in the ocean, because I used to pull them apart. I know I was terrible. When I was a little kid and we were in Florida, I would find the little crabs and I would like look under their little shells, and you can see they carry everything under their shell. They are your original van lifers, okay? They are the ones. So I have a stellium in Cancer. So I was both adopted and born in an orphanage and in foster care. So that's what it is. But yes, your Cancer is the most alcoholic and probably one of the worst cheaters because they are looking for connection. But the problem is, in order to find connection, you have to connect with your trauma, and Cancer doesn't like that. So they're not gonna. That's right. That's it. That's all. But that doesn't mean they can't have a good family. Okay, does not mean that. It means, yeah, well, I have a Cancer granddaughter and a Cancer son, and John has 3 planets in Cancer, 2 planets in Cancer. I have 3. I get it. Cancer isn't going to tell you anything if it's going to cause a problem for them on an emotional level. So they will grow into their emotion, but they usually keep a huge distance. And they do that for protection. It's their shell. That's why they walk sideways. They don't walk into a fight head on. They go sideways. Watch their gait when they're walking. They go sideways. They sidestep. You'll see it. So that's what they have. Okay, so then when you're looking at it, you go to Leo, 5th house, the sun. My people, sun, moon, and rising. In Leo, now I want you to hear this. Don't get mad at me. Don't get butthurt when I say this, okay? So take your fucking little crybaby selves and go somewhere else. Leo is the ruler of the zodiac. Sorry. Why? Because we rule the sun, or the sun rules Leo. What does not grow on earth if there is no sun? Nothing. So the sun is the prominent energy in the chart. And there is always a Leo undertone to it. It's how you express like this. However, Leo, sun, moon, or rising, or any other sign. Thank you for that. Thank you for doing that. Thank you so much for the super chat. Leo, sun, moon, or rising means, hear me, a loss of father. No father here, no father there. Where's my father? Does not mean your father's not in the house. Does not mean that. What it means is, on an emotional level, the Leo, sun, moon, or rising was not able to express themselves to the male authority figure in the house. Now, when that, yes, Leo, sun, moon, or rising. So that could again mean you have a doctor father who can't raise you because he's at work doing surgery. So he's not deliberately trying to avoid you, but the Leo tries to get daddy's attention. It's about getting the approval of daddy. So they will jump through hoops, date older men, look for daddy, look for male approval in every relationship. Well, I have to check with my husband. I have to do this. I have to do that for the man. Not necessarily marrying a bunch. No, all women don't do that. This is a Leo thing, male or female. Don't dumb it down to all people do that. Kris Jenner's a Scorpio. They literally have to find daddy. These are the men that will grow up in a home with an emotionally avoidant father, alcoholic, drug addict, whatever it is, and they will look for male approval. So they will join like a union. They will join the bikers. They will go to the gym and bond with men. I'm talking about other men, not just women, okay? So the creative element, 5th house, is where Leo comes from. So Leo is the first part of the personality to express creatively. So their creativity comes from the fact that they weren't paid attention to, giving them the name of egotistical, attention-seeking whore and everything else. Thank you very much. Yeah, but that's what we are. Okay, so going from that to Virgo, which we're in Virgo season right now. So, yeah, I like to have pride like lions. Exactly. So that's Leo, and I'm a Leo. I'm a triple Leo. That's what we are, period. That's just a fact, but it's the creative. So how do you express yourself creatively? You put yourself out publicly. It's the first part of the chart that's extending itself outwardly. After gathering the first 4 houses, then the creative expression comes here. Leo also rules children. So the urge to create for children or to have children is that. Now, you go to Virgo, okay? And I'm going to say this. Virgo is the most psychic sign. Don't yell at me, Pisces. Pisces are always like, we're psychic. I'm not saying you individually aren't. I'm saying Virgo. I know, Virgo is not for me either. They're really quirky, feminine type energy. Oh, God. Okay, anyway. Anyhow, apologizing to Virgo men out there. You bunch of quirky ass weirdos. Okay, so anyway, they got, because it's compartmentalized. So Virgo rules, or is ruled by Mercury. So Virgo, okay, is the higher vibration of the mind. So this is the people that study things. So like medical doctors, researchers, really, really, really expert in their field. You're going to see a Virgo, okay? Virgo sun, moon, or rising, stellium in Virgo, Virgo something. You're going to see an absolute expert. Now, with a Virgo rising, Virgo rising acts like the air that you come in on stinks. Like they give you that look, like this look, because Virgo risings are coming from a very affluent prior lifetime, and they've been dumbed down to commoners in this life, okay, in this body, whatever they come in as, and they grow up through critique. So remember that Virgos, sun, moon, or rising, or whatever your fucking Virgo's in, sees the world through criticism. So they will walk into any house, any room, and find what is flawed because they have been told they are flawed. So they see the world through flaw, which is why they're diligently perceptive at creating things, okay? They are very psychic because it's logical psychic. Pisces is out of their mind a lot of times. Don't yell at me for that. But Pisces lives on the astral and in the physical. Virgo lives in the physical, And so when they say something, it's very matter-of-factly. You have Virgo in your chart, you just don't have planets in it, in that sign. We all have houses that are empty in our chart. It's no big deal, it's how it is. So watching the triggering. So from Virgo, we go to Libra. Now, personally, I'm going to throw you for a loop. I'm not a huge fan of Libra because I find them violent. That's just my personal experience with the Libra men, and especially Mars in Libra or women with predominance of Libra. They're passive aggressive and they throw tantrums and they're angry people. Because why? I don't know why. I'll tell you why. Because Libra is not the sign of balance, okay? Although they say it is. So if it is the sign of balance, I'm just going to ask you to just go with me here. If Libra is the sign of balance, then why the fuck are they so unbalanced? Because they have to learn to be balanced. How do you learn to be balanced if you're already balanced? You wouldn't. It would be natural to you. I don't need to learn how to be blonde. I'm already bleaching my hair. Like, I know what it's like, right? Or I don't have to learn to be white because I'm white. So ask yourself, Libra is coming into, especially Libra rising, sun, moon, or rising is coming to an extremely unbalanced, chaotic life. Chaotic. I don't care what the chaos is. Your dad could have been a cop and people could have been trying to kill him. Your mom could have worked as a bookie. Your mom could have been a hairdresser and had people come into the house fucking high getting their hair done, whatever. It's unbalanced. So the Libra sun, moon, or rising, hi Bobby, the Libra sun, moon, or rising will go out of their way to learn how to walk the middle ground. And that personally drives me bonkers because I need you to pick a fucking side. But anyway, Libras come in to learn balance. And therefore, they have to go through unbalance to determine balance. So Libras get very adept at making everybody happy while making themselves miserable. So that's something they'll have to go through in life. They also are the ruler of the 7th house. That's the house of relationships. That's the house of communication. That's the house of what do you do when your children are in danger? I don't know. All I can tell you is you can't control anything, and there's nothing you can do about anything. It's going to happen or it's not. I really believe that at this point. But Libra, yeah, Libra men, Mars in Libra is violent, but it's also artistic. Libra women can be aggressive as shit because it's unbalanced. So it's going to go one way or the other way. But usually they are damn good looking. Thank you for that. They're really good looking and they have an ability to make themselves appealing. So a Libra rising could be butt-ass ugly and walk in a room and you'd be like, yeah, that's adorable, because they know how to project that. That's it. Now, on to Scorpio. Y'all know about Scorpio, don't you? Don't you? Every sign is psychic. It just depends. Scorpio. So Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, the planet of complete upheaval and hell. I consider Pluto to be pretty much be gentle, please. See, when you say that, you don't get to hear the reality. Who cares? We're all gonna die. It doesn't matter. You're gonna come back as another sign anyway. You're gonna be tricked to coming back here. So who cares? Like, does it matter? Doesn't fucking matter what I say. Don't listen to people so seriously. I'm just telling you astrology. Anyway, Scorpio is ruled by, I'm a first house Pluto too. Can you tell? All the crybabies hate me. Um, oh my God. Oh, that's what I was going to say about Virgos. Virgos are sick fucks when it comes to sex. Thank you. Thank you guys for the super chat. You know why? Because they can compartmentalize. So they'll be dressing up in women's clothes over here, and they'll be fucking going to a business meeting over here, and they'll be going to the dominatrix down here. They'll be shoving shit up their ass over here. Yeah, I said that, Virgos. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Okay, anyway, Scorpio. Back to Scorpio. Scorpio is ruled by the planet of Pluto. There isn't another planet in a chart that will throw your life into complete, uncontrolled, unwanted, extreme circumstances, kind of like a concentration camp, like getting hijacked, kidnapped, raped, and murdered. That is the planet Pluto. Scorpio's ruled by that planet. The reason it's so extreme for Scorpio, and I'm going to tell you this, the reason it's so extreme is because it is the 8th house, sex, death, and money, and fucking taxes. Fuck the government. Anyway, they shouldn't even be in that category. Having said that, the 8th house works on the other level, not the earthbound level, but the dimensions past this, right? Scorpio, sun, moon, or rising. And I married a fucking Scorpio rising. And my son was a Scorpio moon. So I know about these bitches. No offense. Not my son, my ex-husband. Anyway, Scorpio grows up in a female-dominated home. Thanks, Bobby, for that. Thank you so much. They grow up in a female dominated, and I'll tell you why. Because the mothers of the Scorpio sun, moon, or rising, or the stellium in Scorpio, one of which is my own son, okay? So just don't go all bent out of shape at me. Speaking about myself here too. The mothers of said Scorpio sun, moon, or rising are very manipulative in some way, whether for good or for bad. And so the child, the person, male or female, I don't give a shit, comes into the planet having to understand words unspoken and not obvious because of the environment they're in. So the Scorpio sun, moon, or rising cannot read the room as a child, but they can connect to the mother's thought wave and they vibe with that. Usually the fathers of Scorpio children are not prominent for a majority of the children's life. So they are what I call mother dominated. Not like Virgo, which is a feminine sign, but they are mother dominated. So yeah, that's what I have to say about them. And here's another kicker. Scorpio, sun, moon, or rising, not necessarily good at sex. So you'll find your Scorpio people not necessarily like a sex monster, okay, as they're described. They think about it because sex, okay, is an energy that can be manipulated. Not necessarily are they thinking about it to create something extraordinary. Just saying. Okay, so now that we've done that. Oh, and Scorpios are the ones that do the get rich quick schemes that never work. So they're a bit delusional. Do not yell at me. And don't defend your sign saying you're balanced when you're a Libra. It depends on where you are in your life. No Libra is born into balance. They're not. That's why they're Libras. Sorry, true story. The family wants it to look balanced, but it isn't. Don't care who you are. Don't care how I'm balanced. I'm just saying. Okay, going on to Sagittarius. Sagittarius. Sag and Taurus. Okay, very interesting. Sagittarius, obviously, is ruled by the planet of Jupiter. Jupiter literally burns the candle at both ends. They'll smoke crack over here and go to an office meeting over here and not rest for 5 days in between. And they are constantly active, those Sagittariuses, because they are mythological. They do not exist. They are half man, half horse, which is totally wrong. But they are that. The hoofs ground into the earth. The archer points for the spiritual realm. So when you're looking up death in a chart, you're looking for Mercury and Jupiter in the chart to see transits with that, to see if anything, that's what I'm looking for just briefly, because Sagittarius is outside of this world. So, and it rules trips and travel and all of that. But when you're looking at Sagittarius, you're ruling at people, when you're looking at Sagittarius, you're looking at people who don't exist here. They exist philosophically elsewhere. So they are tremendous theorizing people on the philosophies of life, I guess. Thank you for that. They are that way. But they also burn the candle at both ends. And they are hyper because horsies like to gallop. And the human side is shooting for the stars. So they're shooting for the highest level of thought. So they will often, Sagittarius will often go through tremendous variety of extreme experiences in order to know the theory of why they were born and what the point is. So they will experience everything from the most horrific to the most positive to figure that out. They also rule higher education. So in a spiritual level, they will try anything and everything. They will go through religions like underwear and they will do all that shit to figure out where they need to be. So that's what they will do. Thank you for that. Now, Cappy Capricorns. Cappy Capricorns. Yeah. Okay. So another hated sign. Cappy Capricorns. Yeah. So Capricorn is on the parental axis, okay, and 10th house. So it is ruled by both Saturn and Uranus. Complete restriction and complete freedom together. That's who ruled Saturn and which rules Capricorn. So Capricorn, now think about this. Capricorn crawls out of the ocean. It's got its little fish tail and it climbs to the highest mountain. So Capricorn is about the accumulation of effort, energy, and focus towards a goal that they never obtain because they are continuing to climb. They have lofty goals. And they're often like the movie Benjamin Button where they age backwards. So as they get older, they get younger. When they're little, they're very serious. Like they're the ones that are probably out there voting, little Capricorns. 10-year-old Capricorns are like, you need to do this. If you ask Jared Leto, he's going to say he didn't. I'm going to tell you that. He's not going to say he's accomplished. He's going to continue to climb. Don't judge what I'm saying. It's neither good nor bad. It just is. If I told you you're a woman and you're going to bleed from your crotch one day, that sounds horrific too. But that bleeding allows you to have children. So is it horrific or not? I don't know. So don't judge it. Stop judging what you are. Stop judging it. So the karma of Capricorn in a family is to create a dynamic in order to facilitate the growth through discipline of pretty much everybody in the family. So it's that. It hurts. It's time for reflection. Leos are whores. I'm just saying. Leo here, happy whore. That's it. Whatever. Yeah, Capricorn can be quite isolated. Remember, it's ruled by Saturn. Saturn is karma. So karma is karma, whatever that means. What is karma but a rebalancing of unbalanced energy? Also a cardinal sign, Libra, Cancer, Aries, Capricorn. So they travel together in similar circles. So Capricorn does that. Now, I will say Capricorns, when they are skilled, are the best of the best. Capricorn, Sun, Pisces rising. I don't know what I want to say to that. So there. Yeah, I don't read the 13th planet. They're always fucking with astrologers to whatever. Just because they came up with a 13th planet of 5-10 years back, that's like they're changing words in the dictionary. They can fuck off. Capricorns are bossy because they know what they want and their direction and timing is run by Saturn. But keep in mind, Capricorns were also ruled by by Uranus. I keep saying that backwards, which means once you're disciplined, for example, as an athlete, then you get to be completely free in your performance. So that's kind of how that goes. Okay, so Aquarius. I'm like, wait, what's next? Aquarius, ruled by Uranus. That's what I meant to say. Uranus, Saturn and Uranus rule Capricorn. God, what am I talking about? Anyway, okay, Aquarius. What is Aquarius? Strict karma. You Aquariuses aren't going to like this, but I'm going to say it. So Aquarius's karma is, number one, they come into the family and they are the opposite of Leo. So they can be both humanitarian and selfish because all planets operate from the opposite as well as their side. So Aquarius comes in to the 11th house, ruled by Uranus. Now, Uranus is abstract thinking. That's its ruling planet. It's abstract. It rules astrology. It's really quirky. Aquarius rules bears. I mean, when I was living with the bears, I'm like, what sign rules bears? It's Aquarius. I was like, that's wild. Because bears really seem Taurus-like to me. They like sugar and they like to eat in the garbage and they like to do their little route and have their babies and sleep. I'm thinking Taurus, but they're ruled by Aquarius. Anyway, Aquarius is very disconnected from emotions. So I call them frequency of electricity. That's what I would call them. Frequency of electricity. And bears are my protection too. So I call them like an electrical current. It's very unpredictable. If a wire's left, it's very unpredictable. More importantly, Aquarius has a karmic debt to pay back to their friends. And I'll tell you what it is. Aquarius people will struggle for their dreams, meaning they will try to accomplish dreams while they get distracted in life. But their one courtesy out of that is to help their friends and people around them pursue their dreams. So Aquarius is able to tap into other people and the pursuit of what they need to have happen on a karmic level and direct them in that way. That's Aquarius. They have a natural apt to be able to see what this person needs to do and what that person needs to do with no reflection on them at all. So that is part, let's see, who's using cocaine? That's weird to say, dude. Not me, I'm tired. So that's Aquarius. And so Aquarius has that inclination. So they have a karmic debt to pay back, usually to friends from a past life, to guide them on a path that that friend couldn't be on. That's what they do. That's Aquarius. They're also very outspoken and very, they have good hair. They do weirdo things. I mean, like everybody else, but that's what their thing is in life. Now, Pisces. This is going to be hard for y'all to handle, but okay, let's go. Let's go, Pisces. I'm ready to fight. The Pisces is crying. All right. Pisces, the 12th house, ruled by Neptune, the cuckoo planet of spirituality, which does not apply on Earth because we're in a fire dumpster ghetto of a planet. But the spirituality of Pisces is real, but they're not living in a spiritual world. So that causes them to kind of not understand what is being shown to them. So Pisces like to live in a movie of their own. So they do. But let's talk about Pisces because it is the 12th house and the completion of everything. So I want you to look at charts from the first house, starting, the second house, creating, the third house, communicating, The 4th house, nesting. The 5th house, creating outwardly. The 6th house, intellectualizing outwardly. The 7th house, befriending outwardly and around the chart. So Pisces encompasses all 12 signs before it. It is a very difficult life for a Pisces person. Sun, moon, or rising. They encompass every color in the wheel. So it is difficult because one day they may go into a 5th house experience or a 2nd house experience or a 10th house experience. And the 12th house is hidden enemies, past life persecution, jail time in this life. So Pisces will often put themselves in those situations in order to experience each portion of every sign. And when they get out of this life, they've completed a cycle. So Pisces, no, you know the most serial killer? Well, that's because Pisces is in opposition to Virgo. Sagittarius and Gemini are top on the serial killer list. And then, of course, there's Manson. What was he, Taurus, Scorpio, or Scorpio, Taurus? Typical. Yeah. No, Pisces can be very creative, very artistic. They can be the most manipulative sign in the zodiac. I know people don't want to hear that. Bipolar is another good word, but they can be very manipulative. Keep in mind, they operate off, Scorpio, Taurus, rising, Manson was. Anyway, Pisces is an opposite to Virgo, so they can be quite critical. And when you see a Pisces acting in a logical way, it's because they've been brutalized in their life. Because they don't care to dream anymore. So they operate off the axis of Virgo. Oh, addiction. Pisces is addiction. Yeah. Nice feet. I don't know. It depends on the Pisces. Depends. But that's it. They're completing a cycle. So Pisces has an extremely hard life. Like extremely. And I'll give you a little quirk from the book I've written on astrology, Mercury in Pisces. Family keeper of photographs, secrets, and information. That is Mercury in Pisces. They need meds, could be. Love to be alcoholics. They're a water sign, sure. Drug addict, absolutely. They can also be sober, and they can also live in a fantasy land that has nothing to do with reality. So they can set themselves up in a house with a little garden with a whole staff full of people that don't exist except in their head. Means... Yes, Pisces have every single sign in them. Every single sign. So one day you got a Gemini Pisces mix, one day you got a Virgo Pisces mix, and you got a Cappy Pisces mix. It's confusing. And they can also, if your Venus is in Pisces, be doormats. That's doormat. That's the word I use. And people go, why do you talk like that? I go, because you're a fucking doormat. You get walked over. True that. And then keep in mind, whatever sign you're porn addiction, every person in America practically has a porn addiction. It's very sad. Okay, so when you're looking at, what am I trying to say? When you're looking at, what was I saying? Can't even remember. Just went out of my head. All right, you all. Capricorn's going to add strength to the Pisces. Pisces is very sensitive. All right, you guys, I gotta go. I told you the LSD stories, Saturn and Pisces over here, loaded 12th house. Oh, that's what I was going to tell you. Okay, to finish off this little lesson for tonight, so that you guys will come over to my Patreon when I'm doing the astrology and learn classes over there, because I'm not going to do them over here anymore. Well, you guys are really good tonight. I don't see a lot of hecklers, aka trolls. So anyway, when you're born, let's say you're born an Aries and you live till you're 80, you will experience Aries, Taurus, Gemini in your life. So you start off here, and you will progress. Everything moves in a chart, just like your body changes from childhood to adulthood. So there's that. There's that. And that is that. And I know people don't like the way that you deliver information sometimes, but I'd rather hear the information because I don't take it personally. Yeah. Okay. Bye, you guys. Okay, so here's what I'm telling you. Oh my God, I almost forgot to fucking tell you. I'm going to try to film one video this week. Don't know when that's going to be. Going to try to film one video on somebody who's passed. And then I'm going to spend the next 2 weeks, hopefully uninterrupted, finishing the book editing and filming some of the astrology videos. And then I plan to do like a once a week with the membership where you can ask me your questions. Said meow, meow. Exactly. That's what I'm hoping to do. So I shall do that. So if I'm not on all the time, please don't call me or text me. I'm fucking trying. Okay, I'm trying. And I have to get a cavity fix too. There's that. Because I eat too much candy, but I like candy. Okay, look, you guys, look. Wait, before I go, I'm going to show you. Thank you so much for that. I'm going to show you something really stupid, but it's not. Okay, look at this earring. Can you see this right here? Look, it's a chain in my ear. Do you see this? It's probably horrifying to look in my ear. See? Little chain, new piercing, and look, little piercing in there, brand new. I'm going to do 3 more piercings. When I get agitated, I start, it's like cutting, but I pierce. That's what happens. And this too, this one's new. Not a piercing, the jewelry is new. Yeah, it did kind of hurt. You can kind of feel, you can feel your skin rip, and I don't care. I get agitated. I'm like, it's time for a tattoo. Yeah, it did hurt. I mean, but it's cute. I want to put 2 hoops on this side like this one. I always loved ears being adorned where I don't have to change them but twice a year because people steal stuff. And like I said, I wanted my family's pictures here and my jewelry on me. That is what I wanted. So that is what I did. Are you bored? No, I love piercings. I'm telling you, when I get agitated, to avoid stabbing myself in the forehead, I will go do something, and then I like to change stuff. I'll also repaint a bathroom. I have to relieve stress. That's what I was going to tell you yesterday. Oh my God, I forgot to tell you. I mean, about yesterday. So I ran 14 miles, and I'm doing a race on Labor Day. So I ran 14 miles of the race route yesterday, drove home, jumped in the shower, 10 minutes, showered, bleached the shit out of my roots. Terry did it. So washed it, got in the car, and drove downtown to meet Maya, my friend, who's leaving the state with her man and her babies. Anyway, and so I did that and then raced home and fell asleep at 9 o'clock. That's what I did. Yeah, I know. Just one thing to another to another. And I was like, oh my God, I'm exhausted. I'm going to try to film the race, like from up there, like I do. Anyway, that's what I did. Yeah, it's pretty tired. I love racing people up a hill because I set my eyes on them and I'm like, I can beat that person. And I try to catch them. Yes, the clove for the cavity. I'm told it needs to be a root canal. I'm like, damn, sugar. I love sugar. I do. I love sugar. Yeah, 14 miles. I usually do 8 to 12 every day anyway. Like, I just don't allow myself not to. 5th house Capricorn. I don't allow myself to rest because I figure I should be dead and then I can rest, if that's a thing. I don't, it's weird. I don't track because I don't run on flat ground. I run up into altitude. So I'm pretty fast. Like I'm in and out in 3 hours and 45 minutes and I run in altitude. So that's like up into 10,000 feet or 11,000 feet. And that's what I do. Up, down. And I try to go uphill as much as possible. I know, meow, mew, mew. Do you want to come here? You want to say hi? She is a Cancer and she has been abandoned by her kitty family, not me. You want to come here and say hi? Oh, wow. She just gave a big, boring yawn. Yeah, I get sick around 9,700 feet. Like when I'm racing, when we hit that, I'm like, ooh, barf. But I do it enough that I don't do the drunk walk at the end. But it's tough. Like I'm exhausted. I have a strong heart, strong lungs. Do you know why I started running? I was asthmatic as a kid. My dad smoked. I tell this story all the time. Locked us in the car, go into the cottage with the heat on, the windows down this much, and I go in the back of the car. Anyway, I was on an inhaler, and I used to have to inhale a pill for my lungs. Thuridor, I think, something. And so my doctor, when I was like 10 or 11, said to me, why don't you start running? And I said, but I have asthma. And he said, strengthen your lungs. So I did. And I've only had, I only had, I think I've had pneumonia. I maybe get pneumonia once every 4 years or something like that. No, I don't use a tracking app at all. I don't want people tracking me. I don't share locations. I'm not 5. So I'm not sharing locations with my fucking boyfriend or family so they know where I am. Fuck off. If I get murdered, I get murdered. Don't worry about it. Go about your business. That's the most offensive thing. You are not going to know where I am. No one cared when I was little. You're not going to start caring now. No, no. Yeah, I don't do any of that. And I don't take, I know the trails. I mean, I'll follow people up if I don't know a trail, but this trail I know. This was my 429th summit, 400 of them in the last 3 years. So after Keith died, I kept running up and down this. So I do 14 miles every other day, 3 days in a row. Then I go do 11 miles or 8 miles or 15 miles or 20 miles or go to the Grand Canyon and do that. That's what I would do. So, yeah. So I don't carry anything. I mean, running helped my asthma. Yes. I don't carry an inhaler. Mm-mm. And if you're in the woods and you have an asthma attack, coffee actually opens your bronchial tubes. And we know I drink enough of that. So anyway, yeah. That's how I learned to strengthen my lungs. But I get messed up in altitude, and it's not an athleticism. It's an asthmatic, how much white blood cells you process. So when you see someone who gets sick in altitude, it's not because they're not athletic. They could be an Olympic athlete and get sick in, yeah, chrome blue nails for the race. They could get sick just because their white blood cells don't assimilate as quickly. So that's what it would be. Yeah. But I'm going to do the race. And that's what I'm, 30 tomorrow. Happy birthday. And I hope I do the race. We all pee outside. Yeah. I don't even care. They put up bathrooms. I'm not going into those bathrooms. I am not doing that. So I jump behind a rock and pee. And then usually somebody's watching. Gotten over that too. Yeah. Okay. Yes, that reminds me. Do you know David Lee Roth? I do not. That is not somebody I've met. Yeah, let's see. Strengthening lungs. So I go into altitude to strengthen, or like if I do Mount Wilson, that's like 5,000 foot gain on the trail. So when you start here and you go up there. So I do that. That's what I do. My usual runs during the day, I do 400 flights of stairs. Flights, not steps. Flights, uphill. So I'm all about the uphill, and I'm really good at it. People like to go really fast downhill. I don't do that because you can really trip. Uphill, I'm very good at. And I'm not going to apologize to be good at it. I'm fucking good. And that's that. Yeah, I see snakes all the time. I've had to jump out of bushes, pants down around my ankles, fallen face first the opposite way. Don't get walked over anymore. Start running. Yeah, I love my hills. My mountains. I love them. And I think it's important for people to see. People go out, they do it. It's just really fun. All right, you guys, I am on my way. Yeah, I probably will do a video on everything. I have to sit down and do it. Give me time though, because I'm working on other stuff. Okay, you guys. Yeah, some people are doormats till they get their strength. You shouldn't be, but I can see that. I was a maid for years. Okay, bye, you guys. Bye. Start studying astrology so you're all prepared. Okay, bye.